Hello, welcome to One India. I am Akash, and well, a lot has been happening as far as Kashmir goes. Unfortunately, there have been a lot of killings of civilians by the terrorists out there. One very popular Kashmiri Pandit, chemist who was there, who was shot down, and of course, killing of a school principal and a Kashmiri Pandit teacher, plus two more, and that to happen in a span of just 2 days. So, a lot of being questions asked, and right now, to answer most of these questions, I have Vicky Nanjappa with me. Hello, Vicky. Welcome to One India once again.
Hi Akash, thank you.
So, Vicky, how do you see it? Like killing, sporadic killing. We should call it sporadic killing because I don't think so. These were like some sort of a very pre-planned kind of a thing. In a span of just 2 days, seven people been killed, and then nobody has taken a full responsibility of these attacks. Though a very small group that is out there in Kashmir, which is the TRF, they have taken the responsibility of these attacks. But one of these attacks, the responsibility was taken by ISIS. So how do you see these attacks coming?
See, actually, after the first attack that happened, in which three people were killed, that was on Tuesday. The resistance front did issue a statement saying that claiming responsibility for those attacks, and then they said that there will be more to come. That was exactly what they had said. Now, they started giving excuses saying, one was an RSS agent, one was an IP informer, etc. or something. Akash, if you have a look at it at the larger picture, if you look at it, the thing is, what the big ticket attacks are not happening. Like, they are not trying to, fight the CRPF army and all, because they've done a real excellent job, in taking down all the commanders, etc. Those things. Now, what happens is, see, if you look at the IGP Kashmir's statement, now he's saying, these are new recruits. They are not even on the radar. One. So, you have no intelligence of these people, and they're not coming with those, those AKs and, grenades and things. They're just coming with pistols, and they're just, randomly targeting people. So, how I would, look at it as, they are going on this killing spree, just, so they want the people to lose faith in the Indian system, saying that, none of us are safe here. What is the government doing for our safety? That is what the message they're trying to drive across.
And then, very very aptly, what you said that the police is saying that they're not using heavy machines, they're not using heavy weapons there to carry out these attacks. No, if we talk about in a span of like 1.5 months, there have been two killings of police officials also, and those killings happened with the weapons which were like pistols. So one of the incident that was caught on camera of killing of a police official, there was a pistol involved in that. So how do you see that, in terms of have the terrorists actually changed their modus operandi in the valley? They don't want to come out guns blazing. They want to now start kind of a guerrilla war in Kashmir.
The thing is, definitely one thing which has happened is, as we have discussed in previous shows, that infiltrations have gone down considerably, so that, they're not able to send in the big guys, from there. So, they're just picking up these local boys and targeting of police again. Now, the thing is, it's not something new, Akash. It has been happening for a while, because, the best intelligence providers are the police, the local police out there. Because, what, they have intelligence about, each one's house, who's staying where and things like that. So again, the kind of message trying to send that, that you people, sit and work for the Indian army, then, we'll come and kill you, we'll kill your families. This has been happening, not now, it's been happening for the past 5 to 6 years. At least, the policemen are killing. Like, even a Kashmiri army Jawan, who's, tied up, abducted, and then that was also an incident which took place. So, they basically trying to say is that none of you all should be working alongside the Indian state. In this particular case, now what has happened? They come and started picking random people and they just started killing, and it is only a way of terrorizing, creating fear. It looks very textbook like how the Taliban operate. Just trying to silence the activists, etc. Because have a rule of fear and things like that. But as I said earlier, they want the people to lose faith in the system there, and once you start losing this one, what is that, faith in the system out there, then what happens is more and more, go towards them. They pick up stones, they start stone pelting, and then they get more recruits, etc. What do you do if you come down to a situation saying that you're safer under the terrorists than under the law enforcement agency? That is what the message you're trying to send across.
Right, and when we talk about the message they are trying to send across, I think there were in the past 2 or 3 days a clear message has been sent. Especially there has been a lot of voices over the different corners in India for Kashmiri Pandits to be relocated back into Kashmir. Now, one of the pharmacy owners who was assassinated was killed was Kashmiri Pandit, and one of the teachers who was killed yesterday in the shooting in that school was also a Kashmiri Pandit. So, do you feel that all these terrorists are now trying to target Kashmiri Pandits so that the voice that has once again come up after Article 370 and 35A have been abrogated from Kashmir, that Kashmiri Pandits are not welcome back in the valley?
Right, that's the thing, post the abrogation of the Article 370. Now, the thing is, there was a lot of hope for, a lot of Kashmiri Pandits who had left Kashmir long back because of, the killings that took place, the hand of these brutal terrorists. Now, the thing is, there were attempts that were being made, to try and rehabilitate those who wanted to go back, etc. So that is also one way of them, trying to say that you don't come back here, you're not welcome. So, we will continue to target you people and this one. While some of the killings are random, other ones have been very specific, especially when you come down to the two things are that they don't want the Kashmiri Pandits back there, and the second thing is, what, they don't want any of the non-locals to exist out there, because the killing has been in that kind of a pattern. Non-locals, that is, the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Kashmiri Pandits, and then, the police. So each one has got one, message in that, which is trying to say that you people are not welcome, and it is only, we Kashmiri Muslims who have to live here.
And how do you think the police will react to all these killings? Because it has been pretty bad for, as far as we can talk about the security apparatus over there. First, cops getting killed, now civilians getting killed, and how do the police now react to this?
See, now the thing is, what is happening is the police know. The thing is, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he had a meeting on Thursday actually, and then they have dispatched a lot of counter-terrorism teams out there, because clearly the Kashmir police need help at the moment. Because, and this is getting onto a larger scale now. Because as I said, see, when you have commanders, when you have mapped them, and when you profile them, etc., you have intelligence. Now, what do you do if some new recruit day before yesterday, who's just been learned how to has been taught how to pull the trigger with a pistol? What kind of profiling would you have of such a person, or a thing that is becoming the challenge now? This is a big challenge ahead now, because it's always easier to nip the problem there, or fight the problem when you have a proper understanding of who the person is. If you say Puran one, you have considerable amount of information, you have profiled him, his movements, his contacts, etc. Now this just 1 or 2 day old recruits coming and opening fire, it's a very difficult situation, and that's why I think the best of the minds have been dispatched to Kashmir now to take stock of the situation.
Yeah, exactly. So that was my second question. Like that how Amit Shah has sent a lot of counter terror people there in Kashmir and to handle the situation. But coming in the coming few days, as of course we all know that as how Kashmiri Pandits and Hindus in Kashmir have been celebrating a lot of Indian Hindu festivals also. As we see Janmashtami happen, there was a huge kind of a celebration that happened, and Kashmiri Pandits were enjoying it. It also went to the Lal Chowk area, which is basically considered as a very big hub as far as Kashmir is concerned. So, do you feel all these activities have actually triggered the terrorists, and they are seeing that Kashmiri Pandits are out there in the open celebrating the festivals, and that is one thing that they were trying to subdue?
That is definitely one of the things, Akash. The thing is, what? The thing, they were happy, with how the situation is, the separatist movement, at its peak, etc. The Kashmiri Pandits being scared, the Hindus not, being allowed to celebrate any festival. It's like, my way or the highway kind of thing. Slowly, gradually, situation had started changing, etc. The thing is, it had started becoming more inclusive. That is what, exactly abrogation of 370 was meant to do, make it inclusive, have the original people out there, and everybody lives, coexists, and each one has the right to, his right to property, his right to land, the domicile rights, and then the right to, the right to religion. Very, very important. That is one thing. So when you see these kind of things happening, they are trying to just nip it in the bud, saying, now let's create fear, and make sure that none of this happens. That's exactly what is happening.
And like, how would the security agencies, and especially the intelligence agencies, now counter this? How do you feel that how will they counter this? These kind of attacks, because the protest did happen as far as the killing of that Sikh school principal is concerned. There was a huge hue and cry. There was a protest outside the civil secretariat there. So definitely people are not feeling safe. How do now the government machinery should act in terms of making people feel safe? Would we see a lot of kind of encounters happen in the next few days? How will the security apparatus work over there?
See, IB's head of the counter-terror operation, Tapan Deka, is going to be there in Kashmir today. That is one. So that is, going to be a start. Now the thing is, as I said, that it's a kind of a scenario that you have to rework on. Now, when you say the resistance front, now from day one. Now this has been in operation since 2020 early. That is one thing. The thing is, again, classic ISI, Lashkar-e-Taiba kind of, kind of, operation where, they have a TRF there for deniability and things like that. First of all, the outfit is one. You don't know much about the outfit. That is one. You have not profiled the outfit enough. So that has to be done. And basically, you start where is this operation coming out of? There's going to be heavy surveillance that has to be done. And man-to-man security is impossible to produce. So you really have to start doing the profiling. Where it is coming, what are the funds, where are the funds coming from, etc. You chase the money part of it. So there is a humongous amount of work for the intelligence agencies, considering that this is a very, very new organization.
And like one more thing, Vicky, like how the drone activity has basically increased in the past few days. The security forces have come across a lot of drone activity, and not in Kashmir now, but in the parts of Jammu that are along the line of control with Pakistan. So how do you feel the army will, or the security forces will try to curb those activities of drones? Because these just drones just come into the Indian airfield, Indian airspace, they just drop tons of arms and ammunition. In the last one that was caught by the security forces, they were AK-47s, IEDs, and few drugs were also caught. So how would the Indian forces, because these drones dropping also increase sort of chaos in the neighboring areas. So how would these be countered?
See, the drones pretty much, I mean, I think, we did have a wake-up call on that, when the Jammu airbase, that attack happened. And as I said that, it has happened in the past in Punjab as well. So the thing is, we are fighting a battle on multiple fronts. Now, this killing of, I mean, what they call as the non-locals one, and then the drone activity increasing and things like that. It's clearly, like sometimes you think like, Pakistan has, done its job in Afghanistan, so now the focus is back on Kashmir. Now, they have the Taliban government, which is going to be, the ISI's puppets, etc. That is one part of it. So they will continue to do these things because, actually speaking, if you look at the way, the counter-infiltration operations have taken place, and, the kind of encounters that have taken place, they have crippled the terrorists to a large extent. There is no denying that at all. The top commanders are gone. The infiltrations have not happened. The arms are not coming in, in the numbers that Pakistan would want it to come. All those factors are there. But the thing is, they will keep trying, and as you say, it's going to be cat and mouse game. But this existing problem of this civilian killing is very concerning because, as I said, you don't have a profile on these guys. Who's coming and who's killing and who's going. So that is the thing. Like in the case of a top commander or a chief or you can prepare that top 10 list and things. So you keep a watch on their activity. Now this is whom are you keeping a watch on? So that is where this whole challenge begins.
Right. So I hope in the coming days with the IB chief there and he handling the situation, at the ground zero. We hope that in the coming days we'll see a lot of activities coming from the security forces there in Jammu and Kashmir, and pinning these guys down as far as the killing for the civilian goes. Well, on that note, thank you very much, Vicky, for coming on One India and sharing your thoughts about what is happening in Kashmir right now.
Thanks, Akash. A pleasure. Thanks.